Hey guys, Card Scout here with another video. Today I am going to go over some of my biggest mistakes in the sports card hobby. I am going to go over some cards that I had at one point that I wish I still had, that I sold. Some of you who are subscribed know I've been collecting since 2003, 2004, right around the time LeBron was a rookie. Unfortunately, I started collecting towards the end of his rookie career, year, and I wasn't really educated during that time. I didn't really know what to buy, so I didn't really jump on the LeBron train as much as I would have liked. So LeBron will be in this discussion a little bit. Yeah, let's start. I'm basically right now going to go over some cards I sold and traded that are some of my biggest mistakes in the hobby. And I think one day it will total over $1 million lost, without a doubt, I think. But it's okay. It's okay. All right, let's start. First card that I sold. This was I think the first. No, actually no. The first one was LeBron. So let's start with the LeBron. The first mistake that I sold. I bought this product I think in 06-07. The product was 05-06 Trilogy basketball. Trilogy was not like a super high end like exquisite, and not like a super high end like ultimate, but it was kind of like a wannabe high end product. It was a really good looking product, which attracted me to it. The base cards were kind of ugly, but like the swatch autos and you could pull UD glass autos in there were like just super sought after, which made me want it. So in 06-07, I was at my local card shop back then. Shout out to Dave's Dugout, one of the best hobby shops I've ever been to. He's out of business now, but Dave was awesome guy. Shout out to Dave. Dave, you're out there. Follow this. I'm gonna send you a card, man. But anyways, so I bought a box of Trilogy. I think it was like $150 back then. That same box probably cost about $2,000 today, somewhere around there. It was Chris Paul's rookie year. So no real big rookies in that class, really, other than Chris Paul that I can think of today. I was like, you could pull LeBron, you could pull Jordan back in the day. So I was like, let's give it a whirl. So open the box, and I pulled a LeBron James Trilogy swatch auto numbered to 25. So I was thrilled. I had never pulled a ton of LeBron stuff. Anything that I really had a LeBron, me and my dad bought from his rookie year. Never pulled an auto, never pulled a big low numbered card from him. So I was just like absolutely stoked. Absolutely stoked. The only problem was that for me, I lived in Chicago, and I am a diehard, super loyal, whatever you want to call it, Chicago Bulls fan. I was on the Ben Gordon train, the Luol Deng train. I still love those guys. During that time, that's when Bulls were starting to get back in the playoffs after all those years away from Jordan, after Jordan had retired, and I thought LeBron was a crybaby. I really did. I still think he kind of is, not going to lie. Now LeBron is one of the, I'd say, top like 3-4 players of all time. And it was a mistake. I shouldn't have sold it. I sold it, but I was in college back. At that time, I think I was like junior or senior in high school. I was working as a busboy. So at the time, I think I got $300, $400, $500, somewhere in that range for that card, which was a lot of money back then. But even then, when I sold it, like I knew like one day it'd be probably worth more and I'd regret it. I certainly did. Today, that card would probably fetch anywhere between probably $3,000 to $10,000. I didn't get it graded, but I know if that was like a 9.5 or a PSA 10, you'd probably be looking at an easy 10K. So conservatively, let's go 5K. So you could put 5K on there, $5,000. I basically $4,500 if you subtract what I got for it. That was a big mistake. To all the college kids out there and, kids that are, in high school and, working those jobs at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or a local restaurant, my advice is, if you really believe in a guy, and if you think a guy has that GOAT potential, hold on to him. That $300-$400 that I got back in the day, although it was a lot of money, it really didn't change my life. And, it would be really nice to have that LeBron card in my collection. So that's the first one. The next one I've mentioned before, but it's going to be the biggest card. And I think it's going to be the card that takes my this number into $1 million of cards I shouldn't have sold. It was in a previous video I mentioned this card, but it's the Tom Brady Bowman Chrome Refractor 2000 rookie. I actually found this card at another card shop in Chicago. It was originally called Graph Cards, and then they changed the name when a new owner bought it. But anyways, I saw in the display case one. It was like a couple years after Brady won his first Super Bowl. It was like 2003. No, it was like 2004, 2005. I did this. I found a Tom Brady Bowman Chrome Refractor for $60. Like, I knew right then and there, oh my gosh, this is like a steal. So I didn't even I think I actually did haggle with the guy. I was like, would you do 50 on this? Yeah, he did it. Boom. Couldn't have given him the money faster. And so I kept the card for a couple years, but around that time, again, I was young, I was in college, and I think I had gotten in some money trouble and stuff. And the card had jumped up to like a $600-$700. I think it was actually $1,000 card, but this card particular, part of the reason I got a good deal on it was it had some sort of just kind of factory line on it that kind of kept me from getting it graded. And one of my big regrets was not getting it graded, because I think if I would have got it graded at that time, they weren't as tough at grading in PSA and at Beckett. I think I could have got like an 8, 8.5, possibly a 9. Probably not a 9, but possibly. And I know if I would have gotten it graded and gotten above an 8, I think I would have been more inclined to keep this card. I was kind of afraid that the card might have graded like a 4 or a 5, and which at that time, if I resold it, it'd probably only be like a $500 card. But anyways, I needed the money and I sold it. I sold it on eBay to some really smart dude. And if anyone's aware of the Bowman Chrome market of Tom Brady, you'll know that card is anywhere based on condition between, I'd say, a $40,000 to $100,000 card. But in my personal opinion, I think that card, especially like a 9+, will easily be $1 million. $1 million in a year or two. I really believe it. I really believe that the Jordan market 2-3 years ago, when I bought Jordan's PSA, I really thought the 9.5 10s were going to be $1 million cards one day. I didn't think it would happen as quick as it did, but Brady's a GOAT. Brady's at the same level as Jordan. And if you want to be a millionaire, go. If you have 100,000 laying around, I'm serious, go buy his Bowman Chrome Refractor. It will be $1 million. I'm telling you, unless some asteroid hits the earth, something crazy like that. It's gonna be $1 million card. Just that card right there, I think, right now, about $100,000 of a piece of a cardboard I'd have in my collection if I didn't sell. But I think if you look 5 to 10 years down the road, at least you're looking at about $1 million for that card. I think one day, I think that's going to be one of the cards that the big fund and those big fund companies go ahead and purchase. And uses investment pieces. I can't think of the other word that those companies do, but yeah. Anyways, so that was a big one. Another mistake I made was I had a huge Jordan collection that I found on Craigslist. I'm from Chicago, so I was, I got lucky and found a guy who collected Jordan. Got a lot of good cards in there. But in that collection, I had a Jordan sticker rookie, and this sticker rookie was pretty off-centered. It was like, I'd say 80-20, and me and my dad got it graded, and it got like a 6.5, which is like pretty piss poor. The corners weren't bad on it. The surface didn't seem bad, but the centering was just like god awful. So I traded it. I remember I was like, you know what? If I'm going to trade this, I want to get a different Jordan card that's kind of cool. So I traded it for a Jordan jersey card, which, to be honest, that card will go up. That has gone up since I bought it. Since I did the trade. I think they did the trade in like 2009, 2010. But it hasn't gone up at that rate for same rate as the Jordan rookie sticker. And I learned a lesson that although you might have other rarer cards or other more unique cards, certain cards that are flagship and certain cards that are iconic in the hobby are always going to be more sought after in total demand compared to some of the most rare cards. A good example of this is like the Jordan regular Fleer rookie 86-87 Fleer. A couple years ago, there was a lot of Jordan inserts that were actually worth as much or more than the Jordan Fleer rookie PSA 10 at the time. But as more collectors come in the hobby, that Jordan rookie is almost head-to-head now with the Mickey Mantle 1952 Topps as flagship card in the hobby. So if you have cards that are flagship and cards that kind of everyone wants in their collection, and they don't necessarily have to be, numbered less than 50, but there's some rarity to them, like the Michael 300. We've really seen those flagship cards take off since the hobby's really exploded. So I kind of learned a lesson there that, looking back, I never should have traded an iconic card like that rookie sticker, unique card, for just a jersey card of Michael. So that was a mistake back in the day. Another card that was a mistake was back to the Tom Brady. I bought a Tom Brady Bowman Chrome card at the National. During the National, I'd always loved to go on the last day because I feel like, although like a lot of the big cards were gone, you could find a lot of small steals on the last day because a lot of times the dealers, everyone had left by Sunday, a lot of people, and late on Sunday, there wasn't a lot of people, and dealers still trying to make money, so they'd be willing to work with you a lot more on the last couple hours of the show. That's what I found, and I found some good deals. I found a Tom Brady Bowman Chrome, kind of off-centered, but still. Bowman Chrome rookie card I bought for $20 back in the day, and I ended up selling that card. I think like a year or two later, flipped it for like $100, like ridiculous. Even off-centered, it's like $1,000-$2,000 card, and I think even off-centered in 5 years, it's going to be a $10,000 card. And it was probably like a PSA 8, and I think a PSA 8 will be worth about $10,000 in 5 to 10 years. So. Yeah, you could say that was a mistake too. Next card, that was a big mistake for me, was Aaron Rodgers. At that same time, that last couple hours of the Nationals, I had bought an Aaron Rodgers absolute auto for, I think it was around like $50-$60. I hated Rodgers. Not a big fan. I'm a huge Chicago Bear fan, but being in the same division with him, playing him 2 times a year, watching football every Sunday, always having sports on, I saw how talented this kid was at an early age. I knew, like, literally the first game, like, after Favre had gone to the Jets, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, Like Favre just left. We had to deal with the wrath of Brett Favre for 15 years, and now we have a kid who's looks like he just had it. He just had it, and it was tough to kind of swallow. So I would have probably bought more Rodgers if he wasn't for the Packers. But at one point, like at that national again, I was just like, this kid's good. This is $50. This is steal. I waited about like 4 or 5 years on that card before selling it, but I ended up selling it for like $500. But today, I mean, I can't imagine. I haven't checked like for sure comps, but I can't imagine that card selling for less than $5K. So big mistake there. But that's okay. I will say this, and this goes for anything, whether it be stocks, whether it be any kind of business. Where you learn the most is from your mistakes. I didn't, let that Brady sale, let that LeBron sale. It doesn't really bother me. Like, yeah, do I think about it sometimes, and do I wish I had done things differently? Yeah, but you can't dwell on things in life. You need to learn from them. Last year I had begun to, really think about, man, I regret, selling that Brady. So I decided to do something about it. I decided, Kevin, Brady's going to be one of the greatest of all time. He's already solidified that. Go buy his stuff. If you look at what Jordan's rookie card was worth on his last year of retirement, and you look at what it's worth now, I mean, you literally could have become a millionaire just by buying in Jordan's last year. So this year, I really went heavy into Brady. I probably spent well over 10,000. Not, I'd say like 10 to 12,000. And it's definitely paid off. But I did that because, I learned from my mistakes, and, just because you lose a card doesn't mean you can't have it again. Unless it's like a 101 and it's going to some guy's collection forever, you can always, get that card back. You might not be able to get it for that same price, but, there's still always opportunity out there, which is, what I'm trying to say. So, that's it. It's the other thing about this hobby is no one knows exactly what's going to happen. I invested in Derrick Rose at one point in time. Derrick Rose was literally on pace to become a first ballot Hall of Famer. I definitely think he would have won one with the Bulls had he at least one title, had he not gotten injured. But no one can predict the future. No one knew what Tom Brady was going to do. And that's okay. The point of this video is to show that, no one's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to lose money at some point in this business. But at the end of the day, if you, as long as you learn from your mistakes, and as long as you, have a passion for what you're doing or who you're collecting, in the end, it's really all going to work out. So, so that's really it. One advice is just, if you really believe in a guy, usually your gut's right. And that's what I found. I've been wrong on guys, but usually it's been because of injury, or I'll be honest, I thought Felix Pierre, the baseball player, was going to be this amazing baseball player. I don't think he had over 100 hits in the league. If he did, I'd be surprised. But so I was definitely wrong on him. But just follow your gut. Guys, I definitely, guys I'll tell you this right now. If you have Tom Brady, if you have LeBron cards, if you have Michael cards, if you're going to regret, if you think for any chance you're going to regret selling them now, just don't do it. Because, and if you do sell, just know in your head, be prepared for that card to continue to go up, because especially the way the market's gone the past year or two, I mean, I don't see those guys going down. Really, long-term trajectory, I see those cards being worth lots and lots of money. So, all right, again, enough rambling for today. Thanks for checking this video. Comment below, if you don't mind, some of the biggest mistakes you've made in trades or sells, biggest regrets. Let's see if you're over the million in regret is me. All right, guys, take care. Hope you guys learned something from this, and see you later. Bye.